That in this digital age, the most powerful tool that nonprofits use to select software is still the telephone. Now, telephones are cool. It's excellent to be able to call your friends and catch up with them, but it is amazing that there is no way for nonprofits to go out, see what other nonprofits like themselves are using, and get information on the range of options they have to put technology behind the mission that they are trying to accomplish. And so, I like to think that if Social Source Commons, the project that we're talking to you about today, didn't exist, somebody would be forced to invent it. There is not a universal map of what is available for nonprofits to do in the human rights sector, to use in publishing on the web, and to otherwise empower what they're trying to get done. And in addition, there's no way to connect the amazing set of information resources that are out there. TechSoup is an amazing asset. Idealware gives fantastic software reviews, and other people all over the blogosphere talk about what they think on software tools, but none of that is connected in a way that a user can show up and find out what they need to know when they're trying to find a software tool to help them get their job done. So the Social Source Commons comes out of a vision that says, let's let users tell each other what they're using. Let's give them the ability to share the knowledge that they have in their heads in an easy to categorize way. A story that I love to share that just happened this weekend on Social Source Commons is that Thomas Krog, a longtime friend of Aspirations, built a toolbox to describe all the tools that he uses in his wireless networking in the developing world. And by creating this toolbox that goes along with a book that he has written with a bunch of his friends, he has the ability to let everyone who cares about that tool set track what is going on in wireless networking for the developing world. In a general sense, we were inspired by Wikipedia, by Delicious, and by a number of other tools that let people like Thomas tell their stories in a way that lets others add on to that storytelling. Where we're at today is that we have 1,700 tools database. We have a lot of rich links to a lot of assets, and we're giving people personalized information about what it is they care about in nonprofit technology. But what's possible today is, in some sense, limited by the fact that we don't have the ability to let users collaborate. We don't have, in any sense, the rich, personalized information that we'd really like to give to people that are absolutely wanting to get channels or other custom updates for the kind of work that they're doing in their particular sector. And so as we speak to you today, the kind of things that we're looking for information and partnership on, what does it look like to build a sub-community of human rights activists that are talking about the tools they're using to protect human rights in various parts of the world? What does it look like for people who are trying to manage constituent data to be able to compare what is working and what is not working, what interoperates and what does not interoperate? And to a large degree, I think the ultimate vision is to let this information go beyond the internet, to let this information empower people that are working off of the electronic grid. If we create the ability to build tool lists and toolboxes that other people can then generate CDs and other distributable assets for, we are helping a number of people who can't use the web and can't get access to a lot of the exciting electronic information that is available here in Silicon Valley as we sit connected to wireless networks. And so, I invite you all to take a look at what we have in Social Source Commons, to see what we are trying to connect, and to see if we've gotten part of the way in letting users share their knowledge and yet letting information propagate among the people that use the tools that sit behind the missions of all the great visions in this room, and help us to take that vision forward in a way that really does reflect the collaborative sharing ethic of the social change that we are all trying to realize. Thank you so much.
How together we can make Web 2.0 a force for social change in Africa. Now, we're all here because we believe in the promise of Web 2.0. And for us, Web 2.0 means putting technology in the hands of people. But I had an experience about 1.5 years ago that made me realize that this promise isn't being realized for people around the world, and particularly in Africa. I was on a Yahoo Instant Messenger session with some people in Togo. One of our training partners was leading a training session on the internet there. Another training partner in Nigeria. And together we were having this great three-way conversation about the use of technology. And somebody said, "This is the coolest tool ever that allows us to have this real-time conversation in all these different places." And somebody else replied, "Isn't it amazing what the white man's tools can do?" And that really brought home for me that no matter how much people I was talking with enjoyed the tools, they didn't feel ownership over them. They were not their tools, and we want to change that. We want to make Web 2.0 about all people, not about the people in this room, not about the college student sitting in a dorm room using Facebook, but really about all people. So Kabisa 2.0 is about creating a tipping point, a real tipping point for how technology is used for social change in Africa. How many people here are familiar with the book, The Tipping Point? Yeah, just about everybody here. So you know that there are 3 things laid out in that book that are really needed to create change. The first thing is a social network. Kabisa's got it already. We are a network of 1,000 grassroots organizations working for change who are already hungry for technology. These are organizations in Africa who want to use technology in their work. We've got the social network. The second thing is knowledge. You need really in-depth expert knowledge. We've got that too. We know Web 2.0, we know the technology. But the third thing you need, that's the piece that we're missing, and that's where we need your help. That third thing is local influence. I'm a white woman sitting in Washington, D.C. I don't know the local priorities of every single organization that we work with in Lagos, Nigeria. I'll admit that. So we want to create a network of 20, what we're calling Web 2.0 ambassadors. People who know the local issues, people who know the local NGOs, people who know the local businesses, the local players, and also people who are passionate about the role that technology can play in social change. So those 3 things together, we believe we can really create this tipping point and take what people are already doing on the ground, what people are already hungry to do, and take it to the next level. And just to give you one quick example, we have a member in Nigeria, the Homestead Study Group, who's using the internet to shame an international oil company into delivering on their promises to a particular village. Basically what they did is they took this signed contract that the oil company had signed with the village, promising all sorts of services, scanned it in, put it up on their website, and emailed Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch to draw attention to their website and this broken contract. You know what? 3 months later, voila, the oil company has arrived and starts delivering on their promises. Fantastic story. We were so inspired by this use of the internet. But now imagine that there had been a Web 2.0 ambassador in that community. Maybe that Web 2.0 ambassador would have said, you know what? It's great to get that international attention. Let's rally some Nigerians around this issue too so they can express their outrage. Let's get them to post their comments on the website. Let's get them to text message their comments and their outrage. Let's get them to email and really rally a much bigger community around this issue. And they might have said, you know what? I've been also working with another NGO 100 miles away that's working on similar issues with the same oil company. You guys should be working together. And maybe that Web 2.0 ambassador would be on a call with people from other ambassadors around Africa and find out that there's an NGO in Botswana that's dealing with similar issues with a mining company, and they should start working together. And all of a sudden, you take this one isolated success and you make it into a real movement for social change. So what we need to do to make this happen is people in this room. We need financial resources, we need technical resources, we need business resources. And perhaps first and foremost, we need collaboration from the 20 other projects in this room and really NGOs from all over the world. So right on, Gunnar, to collaboration, and thank you very much. And we're from Innovators Media, and today we're going to enact a typical scene from the Innovators Media experience for you. I'm going to be playing myself.
And I'll be playing myself, but 2 years ago.
Jesse Patel?
From Innovators Media?
Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Thanks for coming to my office.
My name's Anand. I have a real problem, Jesse, and I heard you might be able to help me.
Okay, great.
I think I'm a social innovation addict.
Oh, Anand.
And I mean, it's driving me crazy. I don't know what to do.
Well, Anand, I mean, you know, you're not alone.
I'm not alone.
There are thousands of social innovation hacks out there. What are the symptoms exactly that you're experiencing?
I mean, I get up in the middle of the night, and you know, I'm having these lucid dreams, and I sit up in bed wondering, what's Muhammad Yunus or Bill Drayton doing at this very moment? What are these great thinkers in the field doing? And I'm also interested in education in America, and I want information, but I don't know where to go, and it's driving me crazy. I mean, there's this void. And
look, there are thousands of people like you who are really passionately inspired about social innovation, and they want to know what the leaders in the fields are doing. You know, they hear about these Ashoka Fellows, these Schwab Award winners, these School Award winners, these people who are like changing the world on national, global scales. And then they go online and they look, you know, what are these people thinking? What are they doing? And all they find is a marketing book.
And they find nothing.
Exactly.
Just not helping the situation. I'm actually feeling worse.
Oh, Anna, I'm sorry. There's hope. And
There's hope?
There is hope, Anna. You've probably watched a video blog at some point, right?
Sure, I've seen Britney Spears on YouTube.
Yeah, so it's easy to create a video blog. And you know, honestly, all these social entrepreneurs could be doing it. And actually, you know, they could be using really simple tools. Like this little thing right here, I've been recording the whole conference with it. It's super easy. And so, you know, what we're doing at Innovators Media, I'm just trying to get these leading social entrepreneurs to do that, to share their stories, like the personal story of how am I changing the world, with the people like you and me and all the others who really want to know. And it's going to be like online reality TV for the leading social entrepreneurs in the world, and that's what we're up to.
So you mean you're allowing social entrepreneurs to use really rich web media and delivering that to a broader audience like myself?
Yeah, but not only you though, not only you know, the passionate, inspired, recent college grad who wants to change the world. We're actually, you know, we're trying to find everyone who it's going to matter to, so we can get them either hooked on social innovation, or if they're already passionate about it, give them the information. I mean, for example, right now, by the end of the year, we want to be working with a couple hundred social entrepreneurs. We're talking to Ashoka right now about an in-depth partnership, and we're also talking with a group of 200 CEOs of pretty significant companies. And we're going to be distributing the stories we tell to them through their private online network. So hopefully these CEOs, if they're interested in strategic philanthropy and stuff, will be able to support these award-winning social entrepreneurs we work with. And so it's not just you.
Wait a second, so it's not just helping these social entrepreneurs produce really rich web content for inspired audiences, it's also piping that to niche groups.
Exactly.
And high net worth individuals might be able to help them. That's amazing! I mean, that feels so much better. Hey,
come here. I mean, funding, honestly, think about it this way. I mean, if all these social entrepreneurs are getting in front of these great audiences, maybe people are giving them money, it's really a profitable endeavor for them. So, you know, like Ashoka, for example, we're hoping that they'll pay us to help to work with their social innovators. And so, I mean, just think about, I don't know, any foundation. Foundations. Right. So foundations, like they all have grantees who can benefit from using these tools and telling their stories and engaging audiences, getting people hooked on their stories. So we're really hoping that foundations will pay us to work with their social innovators.
Wait a second, so not only are you have an earned income strategy, you're also using that content to fulfill the mission you started out to do.
Exactly! That's exactly right on it!
I don't think I can take any more of this. I mean,
oh, I'm glad you came into my office today, Anand, and
I think we need another 5.
I did.
Thank you.